Testing. Anything? Hello? Ah, cool. Right. Let's see if we can get a bit of a stream tonight. How's everyone's buffering and everything going? Have we got past the problems? I'm hoping so. Because yesterday was a bit of a pain. Cool. You're still going to get to see me eat for a little bit. It's very unprofessional, but I'm very hungry. Mark? I'm waiting for some witty comment from him. I am having cheese and pickle. Let me eat food and have a look at that. I'm just checking that. Yeah, you're feeling ill. Yes, we do. I just realised something. No, I'll drop us a message after the stream and I'll sort it out with you. I haven't put them up for sale, if that makes sense. It was more for people like yourself, people who have missed out on stuff.
I don't know if you want more sauce on them.
Oh, one's bacon, one's sausage. Yeah, they'll be fine.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know.
Yeah, one's bacon.
Oh, I've got microwave there.
So, let's go to the painting stream to see the most important thing. Sandwiches. Sorry. So, what I'm going to do today, I was going to finish off building the Titanicus and work through stuff like that. But that's a bit of work for myself, and when I was working yesterday I got very tired and my eyes were quite bad, so doing the little bitty bits with under the stream camera is a bit awkward. So we're going to refurbish these ones. We got these in at a bit of a trade-in, and these white, I need to get rid of all of this white stuff and get them back to some sort of saleable item, if that makes sense. So, and I'm going to remove the red base. Well, not remove it. I'm going to cover the red base with something else to try and clean it up a bit. So the colour's Warplock Bronze, which is a GW colour. And it's had a wash over the top of it, so...
You talking with your mouth full?
No, not yet. I'm going to try and airbrush over the white stuff. And then... obviously, try and get them done, try and get them up for sale. And a bit of backlog, as it were. Food is good. Very unprofessional of a streamer to eat. So while I'm doing that and looking for my airbrush and stuff, have people been working? I didn't see the gallery yesterday because I filled it with a lot of stuff that we've been working on. But what have people been working on? Is there anything in the gallery that people have been working on? The loads of the trolls are coming through finished. Which is cool. Some more bits and pieces from Paul. Let's have a quick pop. We'll have a quick look while I'm finishing off my sandwich and show you what people have been doing. If I can get it to work. So an early gallery. So this is some more of the German fleet that Paul's been working on. I should have sent him my set to do. Then a Pinks on TFL with his blood stripes. Tomo's Troll. Or is it Tomo's a Troll? Direct Painting's been doing an Orlok gang. I don't know if he's in the chat today. I'm sure one of these, when you got to build these, one of them came with a cigar. Then this is the second last piece of terrain. Goliath in the starter box. Yeah, it was just a bit of a shock to see it when we were like, what? So this is terrain we've been working on for Lazy Dragon Gaming. Really interesting story about this one. We got it all ready to go a couple of days ago. Got all the silvers down, all of the work done. Did a big wash on it, put it outside to dry. So we're sat in the workshop, and all of a sudden there's an absolute torrential downpour, and everything got soaked. So the wash that we'd put on, and it was a homemade wash that I'd made myself, got so watered down it wasn't working. So we quickly went in, sausage choking, and put some more wash on it. Try to thicken the wash up to get it to work. I got up yesterday morning, and it had done this. So all the little deep pools had turned into like toxic green sludge. and all of the brown had come out really nice brown. So we got basically a really, really, really nice effect from the rain. The only problem we're going to have with this one is we'll never be able to recreate it again, unless I can work out when it's going to have a big downpour and do it from there. So that was yesterday's. Dead Steve's Troll, looking cool. Well, not looking cool, looking ugly and menacing, but it looks good. Darren Wren's finished his. Hello. So yeah, Darren's cracked on with them, and then Catherine has finished hers. That's absolutely cracking, that. I don't know if they're on today, but yeah. Good evening, Corn. How are you doing? Sorry about yesterday and all of the problems we had. That is really cool from Martin. And perfect timing. There's Corn's Troll. Look at that amazing basing material. Amazing. Yeah. All the teeth. All the time. So yeah, that looks like we got quite a lot of people well and truly up to speed, and some cool. So it's not right here. Right, so I'm just check the Streamlabs. Seems to be fairly decent. So, and he says that, and mine's actually buffering. Let's stick that on auto so it's doing it properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some cleaner through this first. He says, not seeing his cleaner. Let's try some water. Yeah, that's fine for now. And we're going to start trying to restore some of these little fellas. Get some of the plates covered. Yeah, the cleaner's really good. But I've just took it up into the garage earlier by mistake. Yes, I just got it in a row. So what I'm doing is, we found out by fluke that the paint used on this was Warplock Bronze. So I'm going back in with the Warplock Bronze to try and cover some of the white. Managed to get my local shop and play a game on Tuesday. Wow. How bad's it buffering? You know what? David needs a better computer. So what I'm doing here is it's been washed as well. I'm on Virgin as well. So yeah, I'm just basically trying to blend out the white bits. But also not just covering the whole thing, so I'm doing the higher parts and still trying to keep some of the detail that's being washed onto it. Yeah, we had a really bad night of it last night, ended up giving up. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Elv.
He's one of my TikTok friends.
I was just about to say...
Send him your stream, because he does Twitch streams as well. By the way, stream's alright, it's not like so far behind.
Yeah.
I just checked it there.
Wrong application. It's something the cool kids do, Mark. So I'm told. You got me a good price for that card yet, Ash? Yeah, not a good price for me though. Jeez, I could buy a full box for that. So what I've done is I've gone back in and highlighted a couple of bits. I know I've clipped the gold. And that actually looks, from where it was, it looks 100 times better. So And these are just quick repaints to get them ready and get them put onto. You know, of course, it's all about me. Very, very disappointed in you saying that, Ash. You should be coming to me with offers, taking it off your hands, looking after it and all that sort of thing. A crisp high five. Seems to be the going rate for a lot of these cards at the moment. Are they the ones he's leaving here for me to give to you? So again, we've cleared out all of the no, we haven't. I missed some. There's some down on the feet as well. There we go. So that is 2 bits of the stuff done and cleared up. Catch you later, mate. So yeah, some good businesses out there actually buying painted miniatures that need just titivating up, part painted, and it's hyping. Well, you're gonna have to go and buy some more McDonald's then. I also remember why. I can also remember why you know someone that does that as well. See how quick stuff would be if you'd got your airbrush up and running as well, Ash. Where's all the money gone from all of this nice stuff that you've been painting and selling? Man down! So, rather than waste paint, I'm going to grab the other ones of these. So, we did buy a complete Night Army. Oh no! There's still another two over here. But yeah. There's a lot of work to do to get them all finished, sort of thing. First business building. Some kind of fluffy brush. Get rid of the dust. It is a painting shed. We all started in a painting shed. It's the best place to start. So as I say, I'm just taking out areas that have got any of the white paint on, but also blending it in. Just so it doesn't look as if it's just had paint put over it to cover it up, sort of thing. I'm going to hit it back with some wash as well, just to So it's just quickly going in, picking out the white bits, recoating them back to what they are. There is going to be bits that need a bit more of a touch-up than what they are now. But as you can see, like the knee pad, I'm not going to get that knee pad without hitting the gold, so it's pointless trying. So what I'll do is pop back in with the gold, go over the bits, get them back up, just the colour, drop some washes over them, and hopefully get them looking ready for the battlefield again. One of the other reasons that I'm doing this today and trying to get it done is I'll be getting more soon. I think I've got another army coming of knights and some bits and pieces that need work. Thing is, I can't complain because I only played, I think it was 300 for it all, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this size knight, and there was 8 of them. So they've all taken work. Some a little bit more than others. One I've had to strip right back. I'm going to be literally doing the same as what I'm doing to these, but to the what they're called. Yeah, Titanicus Knights. So it'll be the same process, get them silver, then start putting a wash over the metal and then go back in for the colours. Still some left. So again, the bronze, I didn't want to come away from the colour that's already been done, so just blending it in, highlighting with the airbrush where it's all dark, and they transform quite quickly, and they're not even transformers. This is the one, I don't know if people were on last time we did some of this work. But this is the one that I went right back to square one on, and we're doing it in the black and red colours, so that's the shoulder pads and stuff like that. And again, there's a weapon down there to go back on. And it's the candy red with blood dripping and stuff like that. That's not far off being finished, but I need to glue it back together and get it sorted. And then there's one with no paint on it at all, so that one could be open to interpretation. As I say, some of them came and they were damaged in transit, or so again, not being too fussed about getting some of it back onto the gold. I'll probably go over the gold again and give it a bit of a clean up. It needed it anyway, because if you look at here, it's not been painted on. But I'm also not taking this bronze all the way to the edge, so it's just I don't need to shade it, if that makes sense. So you'll see the bits and pieces. But to match all the colour in, I'm definitely hitting the already bronzed parts with the warp lock again, just to make it jump out a bit more. So bye. So again, just using what paint I've got left in the pot, so I'm not wasting it. I think I've run out. I'm going to drop a bit more in. I might as well get all of the base coats done on all of them. As I say, Ash has been, I don't think Ash has not gone on to Knights and stuff like that, but he's been buying little sets of figures from people on eBay, getting them, repainting them and selling them. And it seems to do him alright. Yep, anything that you can find that's cheap, in need of a little bit of TLC. As I say, these were an absolute bargain. But getting the Knights so I can... I think the hardest part was finding the warp lock bronze. And working out what the match was. That's how. It's one of the ways that I started corn. I don't do it as much now. I have a couple of shops that take trade-ins. And when the paint work, very much like this needs work for it to get its potential, then the shop brings it over to me or sends it over to me. We work a deal out, I buy it, and then it's up to me if I spend a day on repainting it and fixing it up, or 10 minutes and just try to flip it quickly. But Ash has been, yeah. Ash will just find something on eBay that's a little bit special sometimes. Not just your general Space Marine, but something with a bit of, like you said there, the Bastion. Pick up a cheap Bastion, paint it.
I thought you said Ash was special there.
Well, Ash is special.
No, but you don't have to point it out.
I think he's disappeared, because if he heard you calling him special, he would be upset.
Oh, you don't hurt his feelings.
Yes, just some. Well, it's not always that either. It's some people don't like to paint, but they'll 3-colour up it for a tournament, and it will just be 3 colours splodged onto Space Marines. Yeah. And the next ones that I've got is basically a set of Eldar, and the problem I've got is the Eldar were painted. The blue I get away with. It's stripy demons. So basically, they've done the Eldar in like a turquoise blue. I think it's just one of the Hex Wraith Flame or something like that, one of the ghosty colours. But then he's done all of the heads in black, and albeit it's very nice and very colourful, and the black and green work together very well. He actually painted all of the heads in black with nail varnish. So it's on very thick. We can't get it off. So I'm sat and I have to... It looks like I'll have to... replace all the heads. It was just a quick way to get a second colour on it. Don't see it as a bad thing, I just see it as a... Oh god, it's something I've got to deal with now. So, I think I've got the majority of these where I can give my brush a bit of a clean. That is pretty cool. I'll see. That needs a full strip down. Let me just put these knights out the way so they don't get bopped or broken. And all of the guns. So yeah, it's a good way to make a little bit of money. I'll see if I can find these Eldars. So here is a mighty fine example. I got this box. It was a cardboard box at the time. I've moved it to a plastic box. Just thought it's a bit better and safer to keep. And I paid £80 for the whole lot. Which on the surface doesn't look too bad. The colour is pretty nice, and there's an Eldar wraith in there. And it's had a little bit of dry brush, it's had loads of skulls put on the base, but the head is blue with glittery, sparkly nail varnish. Now, it doesn't scratch off. And it's rough, so I can't do much with it. But all of it's done. All of the heads. So we tried to cover one, and it looks quite horrific. So there's like loads of Wraith guards. There's the Wraith Knight. All need heads. There is. That's missing its canopy. Yeah. So that's a good point. I've just thought of something. I went to on one pole, and it as soon as I cracked through the nail varnish, it actually started to disintegrate the plastic. The plastic seems to have bitten in. Sorry, the nail varnish has bit into the plastic, and yeah. I just need to find some heads. And then that could be another topic of getting some of these painted. So I do like the rescue and the restoration and stuff like that. So the next big bit is going to be the basing. In fact, let me just do the gold first. Find some gold. He says looking for his usual gold. Nope. Gold. Gold. So if anyone sees anyone selling any Eldar heads, please let me know. So, big brush. And yep, always believing. So I'm going with a little bit of big brush painting. Just to pick out some of. Let's have some water in that. Not water. Flow improver. So again, it's just hitting the main bits. I will probably go in with a wash. If, like round here, it looks so. I do need it thin. What I don't want to have to do is wash everything again. So just putting the gold on thin, very much like a glaze. So it's just bringing the gold back to the top, sort of thing. And I'm only hitting areas that have gone into shadow where it wouldn't be shadow, if that makes sense. So like the arches, bit down the edge, and again I've just thinned it out. Water is a flow improver. It is, but just the benefits of the Army Painter one, and it's not that expensive. I think it's £3 some at a pot. And it just, the paint improve, the flow on the paint improves and stuff like that. So say I'm not wanting to do massive amounts to it. It's just getting rid of the white patches that was on it, putting a little bit more detail back into it. Obviously, I'm going to wash some of the gold over. I'll be washing some of this as well, so it slightly changes it. But for someone putting on at a table, it's got the reds, it's got the golds, and it's got the bronze. You've got your three colours. It's technically it's tournament ready. And some of it just needs that little bit more. Yes, it does. It does a few things. The pigment doesn't spread out. The chlorine in the water doesn't affect the paint as much. If you've got fluoride in your area as well, that can actually break the pigment down as you thin it. Loads of reasons. Deionized water is a good one to use. That helps with a couple of the issues. It's hard to explain. It just makes the paint move better as well. Hi, Egan. Yeah. As I say, I'm not doing this to be Golden Demon or anything like that. Yeah, I know that feeling. I think this is the first time I've actually got something down on the table to paint where we haven't had to actually do work. And again, this is just work as well, but dams are a flow improver. Yeah. It's good to see you anyway. Yeah, you've been spending way too much time with John. I'll tell you who we bumped into the other day. I don't know if he's mentioned it. Mr. Robert Ram.
We're going for another walk. Because I've scavenged money together for another pack. And we were bored.
There we go.
Is there anything you would like?
I'm good, thank you. So yeah, just getting the golds down, titivating up, putting some of the gold onto the edges, sort of thing, where the light's going to catch it. Picks it up a bit more. There we go. With that. Yeah, cool. Yeah, well, we popped into... Well, we were at Living Realms for the Arakan Wars. I'll show you some of the cards in a minute from Arakan Wars. Let me just get the golds done. I'll give the golds a chance to dry up, and then I can do some washes. Yeah, we went to... yeah, we went to Living Realms, and he and his missus turned up to buy some games off the shelf, and me and Ronan were sat there waiting to have our learn to play session. So we dragged him in, and he had a learn to play session with us as well. I know they're looking at X-Wing at Living Realms as well. So you could be spoilt for choice soon. He did mention that your old haunt wasn't opening anytime soon. Cool, they look good. There we go. There's some daft bits and pieces of differentness. So yeah, we played Arakan Wars. You'll see me. Hopefully, I'll be getting some demoing of it going on. It's a really cool game. It's a bit. It's like area control card game. Your cards go down on a big map, and depends where your opponent goes and where you goes. Depends on where you can attack and how you can attack. And the cards, the card art is fantastic. Let me go to close up. So this is the red deck, and I loved playing the red deck. So you have the Swamp Ogre, you have the Forged Patriarch, the Berserkers, Nasty Roach, and then these are spells. A Swamp Trom, Firestorms, another Berserker, another Swamp Ogre, Plague Collector, then a Slayer, the Swamp Troll, Abominable Hydra. That's really, really nice artwork on that one. Patriarch again, Forced Exile, Swamp Ogre. That is your land, your home sort of thing, which is the Western Forge. Slayer, Firestorms, another Plague Collector, Child Eater, Swamp Troll, and then the Fear, which is a spell. And then all of the cards have their own unique backs, so they're all different. It's a really cool game. At the moment there's 4 factions, and it's going live on Kickstarter on the 8th of June, and it looks really interesting. We did this Learn to Play, and these were cards that were printed by Living Realms, and they're really nice. And we were lucky enough that Living Realms gave us a full playset, so we have a full playset to use up here to do demos and stuff like that, which hopefully we'll get in the next couple of weeks with any luck. But yeah, they're really nice. So the other thing I'm going to do about now is start on the basing. So I watched something the other day on someone else's stream, and they set up doing something very similar. And the thing is, I do really enjoy watching recovery videos and SOS videos of getting stuff back to how they should be after whatever reason. And they scraped off all of this, and then it just looked a bit naff from underneath once you started putting this on. And they were using GW as well, so I don't know if that affected it. But getting this down and just straight on the top, it actually works as very similar to a primer. So it's already stuck to the base, so it gives it something to bite into, if that makes sense. No, because it's definitely not a truck. Right, let's get it up to the feet. Put my other glasses back on so I can actually see. So again, this is just the dark earth. I wanted like dark, with it being chaos and stuff like that. I thought having like a dark base under there would be really cool. The mud. I'll just take that out of my mouth so I don't. So some of the times when I'm there, what I'll do is I'll just squash it, and it squashes it up to the edge of the feet, sort of thing. Me and you are gonna have words. So yeah, you can, if you push down from like a 2 mil gap away, it pushes it up and you don't get it too close. But the whole thing of it is it's mud. This multi-100,000 weight, hey Kinger, robot hasn't just tiptoed through the mud, got there without getting any on its feet. So, to be honest, Mark, I don't mind getting a bit on its feet. It's going. I'll dry brush it onto there anyway, at some point, just to make sure. But yeah, it's mud. It's going to be on there. It's going to be on the feet. The last person who painted this has the red stuff on the feet, so I'm having to cover the feet a little bit with it, just so it hides the fact that it's had red basing down. Yeah, don't get annoyed with it, just splodge it on. This is one of my favourite bits, is putting the basing and stuff like that on. When you're at this stage, you know you're nearly finished as well. Unless you're doing something daft like doing it at the start. But yeah, if you're wanting realism, there's no way that this thing got through the mud without getting some of it on its feet. There you go. And then I'll get that, and yes, I was quite quite bad at that. I wanted it perfect, and part of me then started to watch other painters and stuff like that. The more, and I'm not on about the people that are doing a masterpiece to go on onto a golden demon or a display or something like that. I'm on about the people that are making them look realistic for a battlefield that you're going to, it's a kind of phrase, get down and dirty with them and play with them and stuff like that. And I realised how much time they were saving by not being as neat, letting the wash deal with mistakes a lot of the time. If the wash can't deal with it, then yeah, go back in, clean the mistake up and do that. But trying to get the mud just so it's perfect and it's not touching any of the metal and stuff like that, that's not realistic. If you're doing Golden Demon, you probably wouldn't do that anyway. You would be putting stains up the wheels or up the legs and that sort of stuff. But just getting it somewhere near, like I've done with the airbrush in there, I've not perfectly gone over all of the burgundy, the Warplock bronze parts. I've just gone and done what I'd class as a highlight to it, because it's now got a highlight on it. I don't need to go in and do much shading and all that sort of stuff. I can just go boom, that's done. I'll move on to the washes and stuff like that. The washes then fill the gap a bit and fill up inside, and there you go. You've all of a sudden you've got mud up the side of the legs. I think we laugh and joke about it. One of our friends, who will probably just turn up out of the blue and say, "Hey, you're talking about me," used to paint miniatures, and we got to the point where we had to say to him, "Don't put any blood on it," because like the wash, he would use blood and gore effects and stuff like that. If he'd done a couple of mistakes, he would just put blood over the mistake. And if it's like a fantasy model, like an orc or something like that, that's perfect. It really does cover up mistakes. It gives the figure a bit of depth, and there's not too much of a problem with doing it. Obviously, doing it on a big robot like this, you've got to up your game a bit and do something like maybe oil streaks or rust or something like that. But yeah, there's ways to cover the bits that you don't want people to see where you may have done a little bit of a mistake, or just don't get too hung up on it, Mark. Whatever makes it easy and speeds up your process as well. There we go. There's two done. And again, I've got the edges. I'll go around the edges later once they've dried up a bit. Scrape off any excess. And that should be as much as I need to do. But as you can see here, that gives it good purchase to dig in, to like bite into the, as we're calling it, the lumpy primer. But yeah, if you don't like what's on there, sometimes just coating it with some texture paint works. The worst thing is, I think changing the red is more a personal preference for me, that I don't like it, than the fact that it doesn't work or it's not a good colour or anything like that. I think it's just never been a big fan of the Martian Earth by GW. The Agrellan one I love. I think that's really good. It's just, I don't know, I just don't like the red. Don't like red sand, don't like red mud. But I know my AdMech had it on, and it looked really good on my AdMech. But, you know, personal preferences, personal tastes. I like mud. Mud is good. We're only going to get 50-60 quid each for these on eBay. I don't want to be spending days fixing them up. I don't want to be using GW paint to do it, the GW texture compound. So I've said it before about the Vallejo stuff. You get 10 times the value that you do with the GW pots, with these big pots. I still use some of the GW ones for stuff that you can't seem to get hold of from the Vallejo range. We've just picked up some. I'm saying just, it's sat on my desk for about 2 months, but we got some of the AK Interactive ones to try as well, which we will try at some point. And catch you later, mate. Take care. It was good to see you again. There you go. Oh, that gun's loose. So yeah, I've just got to get some of it under as well, where the there we go, those bits are. And we have 3 muddy knights, the Castellan knights. And what I'll do with that is when that dries, it will sink quite a bit, and you'll get the ridges and the details and stuff like that. But to give it a bit of a pronounced look, I'll probably take pure Nullin and drop pure Nullin into it. So and things like this, it's a 2-second cleanup of the edge. If you do it now when it's just going soft, it's really easy to get it to come off. If you leave it till it goes hard, it's a knife job. It's still doable. Don't just paint straight over it. Think of the edge of the base as a frame, picture frame sort of thing. I'll do them in black once it dries, and that'll give the whole picture, the whole night, a bit of a framework effect. Some people like the Steel Legion drab, is it? The brown version. You've always got the original Goblin Green versions. But just a quick scooch round with black gives you a really good finish. My usual model colour black. One of the brushes, I know it's not for this, but it works, is the Redgrass dry brush. And damp the brush a bit. See, the thing is, it's already black as well, so you don't need a thick coat. Half of it's just cleaning what's there. the other side to think of it as well is look at what your time's worth if you're going to be doing it. You've invested money in buying them, so let's say I've paid 30 quid, 10 quid each, and I've got to then look at it. If I spend an hour on them, am I going to get back, let's just say for argument's sake, the £10. Put yourself on £10 an hour. You've been doing well this year. You deserve a pay rise. So, £10 an hour. I've spent an hour on each one. Is it worth 30 quid? At 30 quid, you're not breaking even. You're paying yourself a wage. If you were to do all of the work and get £10 again back for each one, that's breaking even. Possibly a little bit of loss if you took paint and stuff like that in. But if you've made yourself alright, 40-50 quid each, and you spend 2 hours on it, so your time and investment is £20, and your outlay is a tenner each. So for you to make profit at that point and continue to build and expand and not just make you money to live on, you need to make back £40. So if you put them up for 50, by the time you get hit by tax and fees and stuff like that, and reasonably painted ones of these will probably sell for that. I think our last ones, I think I got 50 quid each for the last ones that I finished off. So I've made my wage, which is £20 on each one for the hour's work on each one. I've made my initial investment, which was a tenner, and then I've made 20 quid profit, and that's proper profit at that point. So rather than taking that back out and going to the pub or something like that, take your initial investment out. If you need money, that is. Take your initial investment out, take your wage out, and the 20 quid that you then sat with, put back into finding some more. If you do that 3 times, you've got 60 quid. You can buy exactly the same again if you get lucky. Rinse and repeat. Just remember when the bigger sets come along. Oh dear, that's what you get for not paying your interwebs bill. Yeah, the way I've worked it is these are great, and to start off with, you grab anything you can. You grab these for £10-15 each, finish them off, paint them up, get £50 each, keep doing that. But one day someone's going to come along and go, here's a big box and I want £500 for it, and that £500 lot's going to make you £2,000. If you've not got the money at that point, you've got to beg, borrow and steal to get it, because it's going to be worth it. It'll make you a lot of money. And at that point, if you'd been putting some of the money away as well as buying new bits, you can grab it. You can basically jump on that and keep building and bigger and better things, and then someone will come along with a huge container full of stuff, and if you're not ready for it, then yeah. Right, coffee dranked. We're still here, I think. Yes, Tavern Wars. Coffee is definitely good. It is really, really good at the moment. So much to do, so little time, and so many other bits and pieces to do. I wouldn't say the wrong side. We've got internet. Sneak is better, but I can't have 5 cans of Sneak in a day. You will never. Yeah, it'd be like blooming Hammy the hamster. So I'm taking the Agrax and loading up my brush with Agrax. I'm going to fix over some. Yeah, okay, I'll rephrase that. I can't and keep my blood pressure where it needs to be, Mark. Oh, I forgot. Don't put your fingers in the black paint either. So yeah, doing a quick Agrax over the metalwork that you've just airbrushed will sort of take it back to that level. Catch you later, Corn. So I think the first time round he used a black, which really, it did take it quite dark and deep. Whereas just a quick wash over with that should fill the gaps and give it a bit of a slight matting down of the metallic, so to speak. At least our end has held up to date. We've not had too many dropouts. Bit on the knees, and again I'm not going daft on it. Quick wash, clean the arrows, and that's done. And same again. You can see the colour when you put the wash on. You can see the bronze start to change slightly in colour, which is really cool as well. It comes more alive, sort of thing. You're getting a better bronzy colour because you've added brown, obviously. There you go. So we have them ready just to. I think the main thing now will be to just do the basing. It'll literally be a bit of black wash once that's dried. Once the wash dries off, maybe it's a little bit of a dry brush and drop a couple of bits and pieces of what's that stuff called? Tufts. Right, what I'll do is I'll swap out these fellas so they can dry over here out the way. See, not for these, David. It's if I was doing it for a customer and the customer was paying, maybe. But when it's for stuff like one that I'm just going to throw back up on eBay, where someone's going to come along and offer us 20 quid for it at some point, it's just not quite worth spending the time to do toxic puddles. To do a proper toxic puddle, you've got to do the divot in it first. You've got to. Oops. Is that one that was broken? Yeah, let me glue that back on in a second. Yeah, it's for what we're doing. It's just not worth it. If someone came to me and said, I want that night and I want toxic puddles on it, if you put toxic puddles on, I'll give you an extra tenner. Maybe. But for the standard price of a painted night, it's not. Not really worth it. And the thing is, if these were mine, all of this would be properly gold. I'd spend time on all of the trim and stuff like that, not have it fitted when I was doing it either. But as a quick fix and repair, I think that's yeah, that, well, I probably wouldn't be able, if I could do it that quick, then yes, I would do it that quick, but I've got no idea how we did that on the bit on the scenery. Still one of those mysteries. But yeah, for doing this sort of stuff, quick, easy. Get it to the, I'll get it to eBay, get it to a customer, get it sorted. The stuff that we were working on, in the garage, in the scenery lot, if I'd been asked to do that, then the price would have been considerably higher. Because to do it normally is, as I say, it's 3 layers, and you've got to plan it, and you've got to make sure every lump that you've left, every divot that you've left, it doesn't have waterways, so it can all escape. It's yeah. So again, this one's a bit bigger, so using the just a metal rule, you can use a spatula, a tea stirrer, anything that you want. when you're getting into the finer details, like around all of the legs, where you do want to be a little bit careful, but not too careful. I tend to use the GW spatula. It's just like spreading butter. Just don't lick the knife after you've done it. Yeah, the little cheap ones from GW are good. Yes, don't lick knives, it's wrong. Oops. We have an escapee. So, the simple stuff with this is, once you've got it all down like that, you've got a nice even base. You can see where it is. I'm not going to get into that area, but just start like, just stipple it with the edge of the ruler. It'll just give peaks and troughs where exaggerating the peaks and troughs sort of thing. There we go. Clean off the ruler and back to the spatula. They're the spatulas from GW. I've had these for years. You keep getting them. Yeah, there's all sorts that you can do with basing. For Alex's, when I was showcasing what I could do, and I spent a lot more time on Alex's. Alex's, the Purple Knight that I did for him, is actually stood on a rhino. So there's a rhino squashed into the floor under the Knight, and it's all painted up rusty and broken and stuff like that. But again, that was one that I was like demoing what I could do on a stream so people could see it, and Alex wasn't paying for it sort of thing. I got the Knight off him to actually do it so I could use it as a bit of advertising. This is what we can do, this is what we're doing, and part of this job will be part of that, because I was like, yeah, I can do a couple of quick bits. I learnt from doing Alex's of a couple of quick bits that you can do when doing the Knights. So yeah, yeah, wrong type of rhino, but I get what you mean. So I don't want this spinning round, so I'm going to super glue it. That's great things. Well, like we were doing on the spoke too soon. Like we were doing on the trolls, I had little techniques and little methods to make it quicker. And unless you've tried the technique or tried how to do it in the past, then yeah, it's a little bit slower. But with time and more painting done, that does speed up, and you get used to it. You find little ways to speed up what you're doing, and if you get to the point where you want to paint something to a high degree. Now I've got a couple of bits and pieces that I really want to spend some time on. I've got a very nice figure from Broken Toad that I want to do. That won't be one that I spend just 10 minutes painting. That'll be one that I spend a couple of days. And why is that not? Is that gluing or is it not? There we go. So yeah, menacing. I'm probably looking at that. I'm going to get the airbrush back out. These guns don't look right in the colours that they are on here, so I'm going to metal paint them. Metals. So that one. Exhaust manifold. Shock horror. That seems to be one of my favourites. Yes, Barbaretta needs painting. I've still got the what's he called? The Vindicator to do as well. So I'm doing this away from here because I know how much it affects the matte when I spray the silver on top of the matte by accident. go. It's just a quick blast over to get the guns. If any of the other guns is bad. Well, I've got the silver out. Well, that one's all black, so yep. So doing all these in a batch would be absolutely beneficial as well, because you're not bouncing different colours between the airbrush. Again, anything to speed up your process if you're doing it, or if you're wanting to be paid for doing it, sort of thing. Another gun done. I think there was one more, wherever it is. Yeah. So when I come to do these, or come to do the other bit, I can just hit it with a bit of a wash and it'll finish it off nicely. And there we go. So 2 guns. That one's got magnets on. It'll be interesting to see if those magnets will hold that gun, because they're very tiny. Right, I've got some more of the airbrush cleaner up here. Quick blast. Lovely smell. Where did I put the... Oh no, I've lost the end cap. I have lost the end cap. That is sacre bleh. Right. I'll find that in a bit. I've also just noticed I've left a big chunk of red under there. That's why I hadn't put this away. What time is it? 10 to. Nearly at the 2-hour mark. So let's have a quick look. Waterman. Ooh, normal glasses. So what we've managed to do tonight has been quite a bit. I've got the 3 Armigers. I've got all of the knights, got the base coats back on. This fella's got a bit more than that, so a bit more than that to do. He's got the washers need to go down. Excuse me. The golds need to go back on. Washers need to go over this where it has gone very shiny. But yeah, thank you, Tomo. But that is cool. think out of all of the work that I do, and we've just done it to the scenery as well. We've took the scenery, we've given it a whole new lease of life from what we received it in, and that's part of. I do enjoy that side of the hobby, taking old beaten up parts and getting them back so people want to use them on the table anymore, and not shove them in a corner because they're broken or they've got bits of polystyrene hanging out where it just doesn't look right. Yeah, it's nice to see people using the scenery that we've done. It's amazing to host an event like we do at Beanies, where we've been building scenery for the event and everyone's enjoying themselves playing in the event and playing on the scenery that we've done for it. But just rescuing stuff, taking the stuff that's broken and damaged and making something new out of it. Like, the scenery that we've got, that we're doing at the moment, was in a right state, but it came from 3 different sections. It was like some of it was from a shop, some of it they'd bought in second hand that was already that way, and we've just took it, merged all the bits together, got a good spread for each of the tables, and then put it down and painted it. And the remit of the whole commission was, don't want to pay a fortune, want it looking decent, as cheap as possible, sort of thing. Most of the work that we did on them was done from rattle cans and the rain, of course, but we took techniques that we used with the airbrush, but used them on the rattle cans, zenithal highlighting. So we took for the red set, we took a brown. So the base was brown. Then we put a deep red on from a zenithal highlight, and then a bright red at the top. And once the washes went on and blended all that together, it just came out really nice. The silver ones that I've just shown you, they were similar. They were based in black, then had like a gunmetal metallic silver all over it, then a medium silver, then a bright silver right at the top. When we washed that, they didn't get the bottom as dark as we wanted it, so we had to quickly airbrush in like a tide line around the bottom of it, and that just made it absolutely pop. Who doesn't like that? Someone said they don't like that the other day. It was when we were doing the trolls, wasn't it? But yes, it just made it work. It looked cool. It tied it all in that so far up, like I was saying to you, Mark, so far up, you've got mud, you've got grime, you've got dirt. You're not going to have brand spanking new Titan feet walking through what would probably be about 2 foot deep mud to us without sinking in a bit. But yeah, the brown does look nice. I know it looks wet at the moment, but the brown does change really, really nice. So there's another one. So that's 4 knights. He needs the gold once his wash is done, but the armigers, they will dry overnight. The basing will dry overnight. I'll do the wash tomorrow, and they'll be on eBay by tomorrow night, ready to go. 50, 60 quid a pop, 180 quid for a night's work, minus your investment, minus your time. If you could do that every day, you'd be laughing. But yeah, I think I am going to call that there for the evening. It's been good seeing everyone for a full stream. I apologise for last night. Horrible Twitch that it is. So we'll be back next week, Wednesday and Thursday. We no worries, mate. We'll have a couple of bits. We'll have a bit of a bigger giveaway because we missed yesterday's and I totally forgot today. And I know a lot of our regulars weren't here. So I will catch everyone next Wednesday, and yeah, we might do some more. Yeah, I just feel bad because I know a lot of people look forward to. I don't know why they look forward to seeing me on a Wednesday. Some are daft, but yeah. I shall catch us all next Wednesday, unless we do some at daft over the weekend. I know we've got FNX. We have an FNX on Friday online. So if anyone wants to play in the Next Wing FNX, we're playing it on TTS Friday from 7. So come by the Discord. Tickets are available and all of that sort of stuff. So in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and I will see you all soon. Catch you in a bit.